name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is July 21st, 2025. It is 3:06 a.m. This is video number 3. Video 1 and 2, different topics. So I decided to divide the recording into different videos. So let's go on Twitter and continue. I end up my last video with this tweet. So this is the first tweet for this video. Royal correspondent Sky Rhiannon, she tagged this person. Royal correspondent Sky Rhiannon can't help but feel that Prince Harry's team are trying to push the reset button his way. Okay, like I said in the last video, I'm not gonna read it. I'm just gonna go with the tweet. As he's always said, he wants a reconciliation, but he wants accountability, but for the family to act like a family and stop briefing against each other. Sorry, Prince Harry, nothing has changed. All right, 1 minute and 13 seconds. Let's listen.
Because I would like to get my father back. I would like to have my brother back. At the moment, I don't recognize them as much as they probably don't recognize me. But that is a symptom of one of the problems where we're not just talking about family relationships. We're talking about an antagonist, which is the British press, specifically the tabloids, who want to create as much conflict as possible. The saddest part of that is certain members of my family and the people that work for them are complicit in that conflict. So though I would like to have reconciliation, I would like accountability. And the proposal was very much on the table publicly, which is we can't cope in this situation and we're going to put our mental health first. We've asked for help and support. At that time, I didn't fully understand how much or how complicit the family were in that pain and suffering.
And this is what happened for not leaving him alone. Okay, the royal family refused to leave him alone. Harry didn't understand it. Majority of the squad, Tina and Michelle, when I first came into the picture of knowing what's going on, I stumbled into Tina and Michelle's YouTube videos. Okay, everybody knew the family was part of it. But Harry, who was living in that bubble, didn't understand it. It's 2 court documents, knowing they kept on poking him, bothering him, where he had to take many of them to court, like the security review and all of that. So more things were revealed, and he found out his family is part of it. So if they had left them alone, many of these things would never come out. I need to have this by itself. So let's continue.
That was happening to my wife. And the one group of people that could have helped or stop this from happening were the very people that were encouraging it to happen. And I sit here now in front of you asking for a family, not an institution. I want a family.
Okay, Harry have been saying this. Anywhere near the eject button. Harry went to Angola for the first time in 2010. Some journalist didn't even check a calendar. He's about to get divorced and want to come home to the family that cares, not like a witch who used him for personal gain. There's Harry talking about it. So I'm assuming this Sky News thing is saying Harry's coming home?
Because
these people have, it's like a different universe. They see something is completely opposite. Okay, Harry and Meghan push all the wrong button. Let them what? Okay, so leave them alone. Alright, so what is that here? Harry said he is not returning to the UK. The people have amnesia. I'll go into that 30 seconds, but let me read what's there. The public will never forget. It's actually someone's job to speculate on whether family members are talking or not. Remarkable. He can try as much as he wants. It will be over the day William becomes king. In my opinion, it's clear he either wants money or information he can sell for money. Who? Harry? Harry's making... I mean, these people, yeah, they are in a different, they're living in a different world, delusional. Harry is creating things. What is it? What's the name of that? Travelist. Travelist is worth $3 trillion.
Travelist will be in New York for Climate Week, celebrating our 5th anniversary. Since we launched in 2019, we have brought together 11 of the world's biggest and often competing travel and technology brands to work together on bringing sustainable tourism to the mainstream. Today, we are a $3 trillion coalition, guided by our independent advisory group of world-renowned sustainability academics and experts. We're really looking forward to being in New York with our founder, Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, to celebrate everything that we have achieved together so far and sharing our vision for what's to come next.
Since the last time that video came out, it probably even worth more. You think Harry wants the nonsense over there when he could make millions by himself? And then they, you know, I don't know, when he was over there working with hole in his shoes, his shopping at discount store, there is absolutely nothing wrong shopping at a discount store. Nothing wrong with it. But Charles was probably giving him pennies to spend, and he had to ration it. And I think this is one of the reasons I always feel like the way that they were treating him was a way to train him for the outside world. Because if they were just throwing money at him left and right, he will not be able to ration whatever, you know, at the beginning when he left the UK. Do people have amnesia? Let's listen to this. 30 seconds.
I don't think there's anybody else in the world that is better suited and placed to be able to see this through than myself.
But he fears negative tabloid narratives endanger him and his family.
All it takes is one lone actor, one person who reads this stuff to act on what they have read. And whether it's a knife or acid, whatever it is, and these are things that are a genuine concern for me. It's one of the reasons why I won't bring my wife back to this country. I don't think there's anybody
It's
else.
playing again. Let me read some of these and then that's it. I know, but could there have been a very short, private, unofficial visit? He also said that he wants his kids to see his country. I think if he could take them to his mother's ancestral home where she is buried, and unbeknownst to the media, he may, but nothing is proven yet. Okay, and jeopardize his security case. Then he said he will ask the Prime Minister to step in. That this could be about Invictus. We aren't talking about the secret meeting. We are talking a secret visit to the Spencers with his family. Okay, I doubt the Sussexes want to be back in the royal fold for numerous reasons. Their privacy for one, and lack of availability, but maybe they want to rent Fragmore Cottage and spend less time in the US for the next 2 years. But why will they spend less time in the US when they have a business in the US? I don't know. These people are crazy. Okay. Oh, I respond to that. July 13. What was this about? What did I respond to? Going back, not to work with the royals, but to have a temporary place with security to stay. I'm not convinced Harry is safe in the US with all that is going on. This is just a theory. Meeting could be about many other things. They are safe in the US. They have been living there for the past 5 years. In the UK, they will be harassed by the paparazzi, something Harry hates. Even Harry said it himself that there are some things he can't do with his children in the UK. Migrants are not safe in the US these days. Chance of Harry being deported are very slim, but there are some. I don't think he wants to come back to work with his family, but they will be safe on royal grounds. This is a theory, and there are many reasons related to work for this meeting. Let's just say these people in the US, they know who to do some of the nonsense that they're doing to. Okay? Let me leave it as that. This is not the topic I want to discuss. There's a lot I could say based on my opinion, but I don't want to bring this here. All right, next tweet. A royal source is not an unknown person. It is a palace specifically briefing the press but covering their tracks by being unnamed. Some of the most hideous, horrible things said about me and my wife completely condoned by the palace because it's coming from the palace. Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, ITV interview with Tom Bradby. Alright, 47 seconds. Let's put it like that. So
I think it encapsulates all of it. Some of it's leaking, some of it's planting. But I think, again, what people are starting to understand now is that a royal source is not an unknown person. It is the palace specifically briefing the press, but covering their tracks by being unnamed. And I think that's pretty shocking to people, especially when you realize how many palace sources, palace insiders, senior palace officials, how many quotes have been attributed to those people. Some of the most heinous, horrible things have been said about me and my wife, completely condoned by the palace because it's coming from the palace. And those journalists have literally been spoon-fed that narrative without ever coming to us, without ever seeing or questioning the other side. I think it encapsulates all of it.
it's playing over. Exactly what he and his wife do on a daily basis. No big reveal here. Everyone in the public eye does this. Nah, they mind their own business. I think the less issues they have with people, the better. Why will Harry and Meghan go out of their way to be talking about nonsense? They have more important things to do. Since they left, I haven't heard Meghan spoke anything about the palaces, the left behind it. If she did, I must have missed it, because lately I've been less and less on Twitter, believe it or not. Really, what articles and stories came out literally on a daily basis when they were in the family before the breach, and since leaving that, they didn't say themselves in the interview, and which instead used anonymous sources, so the story was not attributed to them. I think the point was that this is what they will not do, and they actually refused to engage with tabloid in this way. Yeah, when they were leaving, they said they're not dealing with them. I had a premonition illustrating Harry giving a tour of the palace to his adult children, now unoccupied by royals who's been disbanded and living private lives without pomp and circumstance, and teaching them how it once was. I guess that's when the monarchy no longer there. This is receipt right here. Yes, palace sources will say anything true or false for money. All right, let's go to the next tweet. Next tweet, LOL. Don't tell me it's only downing on Anne now that William is lazy as F. Alright, so this is a screenshot, but several sources close to the princess note that she would like to see him do more of the bread and butter royal engagement. Only the king, Anne, and William do investiture, many of which take place at Windsor Castle near William's Windsor's home, Adelaide Cottage. A source close to Anne says, quote, she's still doing most of the investitures at Windsor even though William lives there. It annoys her. This is actually quite the statement from Anne. She's like the supreme monarchist. The fact that she allowed anything remotely negative to be said about William is extreme. Okay, Anne doesn't strike me as someone who's dumb, and no doubt she sees all the writing on the wall that William and Kate will not step up when the time comes. Actually, if I'm being honest, the time for William to step up was last year, and he completely buckled. Okay, I'm sure also that she's read all the quote when I'm king her pieces and doesn't take too kindly to her idiot nephew saying he's going to work less and party more and push Edward and Sophie to the front to pick up all the slacks and international travel. One thing the queen got right is you have to be seen to be believed. There's going to come a day where the demands to cut royal fundings are going to be louder than the demands to allow the royal to keep up their luxurious life despite no ROI. Why does Edward do investiture? Okay, oh interesting. I never considered if Edward does them. He's also a Knight of the Garter, but apparently he does not do investiture. Okay, what happened at the investiture? The member of the royal family hosting the investiture enters the room attended by the king's bodyguard of the Yeomen of the Guard. The national anthem is played, and then the military band or orchestrated. Okay, so there's all of this, whatever it takes place. Plus, Anne has been limping. I think I have a picture of Princess Anne. She looked completely frail. Plus, Anne has been limping a bit from an injury around Easter. She had a cane at the church. Honestly, she deserved to not have to do all that trekking when Willie the unwilling is right there. Okay, oh yes, I forgot about the cane. Going by image alone, one will assume that William is doing a bulk of this investiture. He's capturing it and photographs to mislead on his level of participation. Nailed it. No, not at all, but it's only dawning on her now that she's going to have to get vocal about it. Good point. And the other thing, a lot of time I think Anne has voiced her opinion about certain things that happening. And when Charles removed the Queen's secretary along with Andrew, she and Edward did not like that. Okay, from what I read. Because they claimed that Edward Young was so incapable of doing the work. Alright, next tweet. This article from November 2017 was not commented on by one royal rota media outlet. Meghan and Harry announced their engagement the same month, knowing what we know now, the timing, and using Meghan and Harry to distract the public. Alright, so she put the link, but I'm not gonna read it. Queen Elizabeth stashed millions of offshore tax havens, Paradise Paper. That was back in 2017. So they used Meghan and Harry topic to not even talk about this. The Queen of England allegedly stashes her money in tax-free haven aboard. That's from Reuters. And there's Harry and Meghan. There they are here. They were having their time. Now 2 kids. Look at their face. But anyway, the pics are paparazzi pics taken from the wedding of Harry's best friend Tom and Skip in Jamaica in 2017. Alright, so there's me here 9 hours ago. I wonder how Queen Elizabeth is using the stash wherever she's at. That me throwing stupid comment out there because she's dead, but she was stashing money. The living of her family seem to not be happy and satisfied with all they have now. Just saying. For decades, the British press has favored the soap opera of stunt royals over genuine inquiry and the laws they circumvent, failing to scrutinize scandal-prone senior members of the monarchy and instead scapegoating and targeting decent individuals to undermine them. Yep, well spotted. Robbing Britain and beyond since 1066. That's weird though. Alright, they're doing the same thing with the US. All this money this guy is wasting. Oh my god. You have Democrat always, okay, let's pause this. You have Democrat doing fiscal, trying to save, and then the Republican comes in and then just use the money and waste it. I mean, wow. Next tweet. I have 2 videos of him. JTB. A background blur from Harry Potter is now pushing royal fanfiction for Royal Inside UK like it's classified intel. Samantha Clench, babe, you weren't invited to the wedding or the conversation. Sit this one out. Okay, so let's see what this is about. It's almost 3 minutes.
Prince Harry reportedly upset Queen Elizabeth before his 2018 wedding, and it almost derailed the whole thing. A new account via Royal Insider.
Samantha Clinch from...
Why are they bringing old stories now? I guess they're trying to bring these here in the US. I don't know if, well, with her accent, probably in the UK. Try to remind Americans of the noises that were happening in the UK, so we're branding them here for American to hear. I don't know, but let me move it slightly just when he started.
New account via Royal Insider.
Samantha Clinch from Harry Potter, the girl who had half a second of screen time and now thinks she's Barbara Walters with a wand. And Royal Insider UK, that glorified gossip mill run by a bunch of anonymous monarchist rejects, still weeping over Megxit. Let me...
So that woman is an actress? Was she in Harry Potter? I don't know.
explain something very clearly. for the ones in the back wearing tiaras made of delusion. There was no wedding sabotage. There was no furious queen. There was no royal protocol crisis over a fucking dress. You people recycle the same 4 lies, slap a new stock photo on it, and call it breaking news. You know why? Because you need Meghan to be the villain. She's the main character in a fantasy you built around whiteness, obedience, and tradition. And the second she didn't play along, you turned her into a punching bag. And now you've got Samantha Clinch, someone whose career highlight was being a background blur in a franchise filmed 2 decades ago, standing in front of a green screen like she's holding court. The only thing she's qualified to narrate is the drink menu at Pret. Oh no! Harry didn't grovel to the Queen's favorite party planner. Meghan didn't submit her dress to Lady Busybody of irrelevance for inspection. What a tragedy! The monarchy almost fell apart over missing RSVP. Let's be crystal clear. Nobody outside your weird little royalist cosplay cult cares. You think this is a scandal? You're desperate to turn every private moment into palace drama because that's the only way your side stays relevant. And let's be honest, it's not working. Your views are tanking. Your engagement is dead. Your narratives are ancient. The Queen knew. The staff knew. The church knew. The country knew. If you genuinely believe a royal wedding happened without Her Majesty's sign-off, you're either dumb, dishonest, or both. But I get it. Truth doesn't trend. So instead, you push this fan fiction for fascists about Meghan being difficult because she didn't bend the knee. Samantha, let me help you pivot. Acting didn't work, journalism isn't working, but you'd crush it as a cruise ship bingo host. Royal Insider? Time to rebrand. Maybe something more accurate, like the Daily Delulu. Now, do us all a favor. Log off, touch grass, and stop pretending like your recycled palace lies are worth anything more than Meghan's jam. Because at this point, they're not.
My goodness, these people. They are covering up the fact that Epstein and Maxwell were at Balmoral and the Queen knew about it. Cruise ship bingo host, LOL, yeah, she will crush it. I just love you, JTB. You ring my bell each time. Alright, let's pause this. Okay, let me read bottom up. Cruise ship bingo host. This is so on point. Barbara Walters with a wand. Is this pointing up and nothing more? You succinctly summed up what these delusional women can't admit. More than 5 years later, they still need a black female villain to distract from the clear laziness and greed of the current royal family and to give themselves a purpose, perpetrating sad lies. Okay, I read that already. Okay, I have another video from him. Oh, what? Oh, missing a number. 0. Alright, let's pause. Gladys Fossil's wedding and the Gilded Age wasn't romantic. It was a warning. Inspired by Consuelo Vanderbilt, the original Princess Diana, this was a dress built for display, not freedom. Beneath the lace, a gilded cage. Alright, 1 minute and 55 seconds.
Did you watch The Gilded Age and feel like you were watching something more than just a wedding scene? That's because you were. Gladys Russell's wedding wasn't just a spectacle. It was a cinematic echo of one of the most haunting royal love stories of our time. And no, not fictional, real. The inspiration behind it? Consuelo Vanderbilt, the original People's Princess, long before Princess Diana walked down the aisle.
Vanderbilt, is that related to Anderson Cooper? Because he's one of the Vanderbilt heir or something like that. Let me look it up. Okay, so I write, is Anderson Cooper related to the Vanderbilt? Yes, Anderson Cooper is related to the Vanderbilt family. He is the son of Gloria Vanderbilt, who was a great-great-granddaughter of Cornelius Vanderbilt, the famous railroad and shipping tycoon. Alright, so that's that. So I'm assuming... Okay, let me ask another question with that Consuelo Vanderbilt. If they all related. The answer is yes as well. The question that I ask now is that, is Anderson Cooper related to Consuelo Vanderbilt? Yes, Okay, Consuelo Vanderbilt, but they are not close relative. Anderson Cooper is the son of Gloria Vanderbilt, who was a granddaughter. Okay, the same thing that I read, but they are distant. Okay, so back to this. I'm gonna start this all over because I stopped to ask about the Vanderbilt. Start all over.
Did you watch The Gilded Age and feel like you were watching something more than just a wedding scene? That's because you were. Gladys Russell's wedding wasn't just a spectacle. It was a cinematic echo of one of the most haunting royal love stories of our time. And no, not fictional, real. The inspiration behind it? Consuelo Vanderbilt, the original People's Princess. Long before Princess Diana walked down the aisle, Consuelo was forced into a marriage with a British duke to elevate her family's social status. Sound familiar? Her wedding was opulent, lavish, headlines, paparazzi, international buzz. But behind the veil, tears, control, heartbreak, just like Diana. Now take a look at how the Gilded Age recreated that. The dress, built in Italy, designed in New York, finished with English lace. It took 3 countries and a team of 60 people just to make Gladys look like the perfect bride. But it wasn't about fashion. It was about the illusion. Because underneath the 60-foot train and those cascading flowers, Gladys was falling apart. She cried. She locked herself in her room. She's trapped. Just like Consuelo was. Just like Diana was. All dressed up and nowhere to go. Except straight into a life she didn't choose. And here's where it gets genius. The costume designer literally called Consuelo the Princess Diana of her time. Because both women were young, beautiful, and beloved by the public. But emotionally abandoned by the institution that claimed to protect them. It's not just about the dress. It's about how we package women's pain into pageantry. How we celebrate the aesthetics of female suffering while ignoring the price they pay for our entertainment. So yeah, it looked like a fairy tale, but it was always a warning.
If I knew this is what he was talking about, I don't know the people he's mentioning it. This is why I had to Google some of the things. There was a tweet from the beginning regarding Princess Margaret. Okay, I think it's in video 1 or maybe video 2 regarding Princess Margaret. That would have fit perfectly with that because some tweet were saying as if Harry's missing something for not doing what Princess Margaret did. And many of the responses were like, she was miserable. You want him to be miserable too? Alright, so let's read some of the... Oh, not too many. OMG, just when I thought you couldn't get any better, you're a Gilded fan. I am so glad that you are covering this because I watched season 3, episode 2 yesterday, and it's becoming hard not to see Gladys' mother as a villain. She is forecasting that her daughter will be unhappy with the man that she wants to marry and ruin her daughter's happiness. Okay, I didn't watch this. I don't know. Whenever I see his videos, I usually put them on my list for me to share with you. The monarchy is dangerous for women. Even a mute, grateful princess.
One of the reasons Catherine is so popular amongst certain demographics, and I'm going to say older people and men, is because she says absolutely nothing. Yeah. She's a good little girl who keeps quiet and doesn't complain, doesn't do anything, doesn't rock the boat, and is a very traditional, old-fashioned, mute woman.
Even a mute, grateful princess still looked like she was rode hard and put away wet. Oh my God. I didn't expect that comment. The monarchy is dangerous for women. That I'm truly aware of that. Any woman, I've said this in past videos, any women who marry those 2 boys of William, nobody can feel sorry for them because the picture is on the wall for them to see. Even a mute, grateful princess still looks like she was rode hard and put away wet. The squad are savage. Next tweet. Okay, I think I'm done with the royal family, but the squad are talking about different topics here. This is about the wine. Am I chilling another bottle of As Ever Rosé to enjoy today? Alright, so the squad are talking about, that's me about an hour ago. Happy for you. This is so funny. Yes, I'm also on my second bottle already. Love the flavor. My wine was delivered 10 p.m. last night. I have it chilling in the fridge for later this evening. I can't wait to taste it. Well, after I finished the first one, there were 11 more bottles in the box. How many did they buy? What is one supposed to do? I'm hosting friends next weekend and only 3 bottles are dedicated to that. Other than that, cheers, friend. There's that. Yes, do it. Alright, so that's a YouTube video here. Another tweet regarding the squad. I don't remember what this is about, but it's a LOL I see. Sunday prayer. Okay. Sunday prayer. Please God, if I flap, let me flack my way to the mansion and Montecito, sold out products and a business partnership with $500 billion company. Please and amen. That's the prayer to fall in Montecito mansion. I can't believe I need to say this for that one person who deleted her comment. This is a joke, and of course there are far more serious issues that deserve a moment of reflection and a prayer. And you go to church and be serious about your communication between you and God. The minute I read this, I knew I think that's a squaddy, was joking, especially when she said mention and Montecito. Alright, there's that. Put in word for me, please. I'm with you. Amen. I want this kind of flap so bad. Give me the husband who will go to war against anyone who threatened to harm me and the life we have built. I want to be held hostage by Meghan so bad. This, you see, the squad usually get the shade of the, of the tweet, but the rangers who come in, they don't understand it and they start bashing for no reason. Next tweet. This is a little bit more serious here. I'm done with anything I think with the Sussexes or royal family. I don't know which one of you royalists, derangers, needs to hear this. This is Meghan's mentor, Mellody Hobson. You may not know who she is, but think of her when you fantasize and your bitter delusions about Meghan going broke. It will dispel all your delusions. All right. They did a podcast with, what is it? What's this guy? Just look at the screen. Alright, so go watch my video or go search for it online. It's somewhere. Wait until they find out Mellody Hobson is married to billionaire George Lucas. That's something else. Oh, I thought that was good. Meghan then go broke all the years she was working on Suit, and if I have to mention Netflix contracts, no comparison. But I can tell you there are plenty of haters, derangers, counting their money regularly. They will worry about their fund and not Meghan's. Okay, and Mellody Hobson was her own woman in business. Most people will have to Google her before marriage, because I know some of the ignorant royalists will claim that it was because of her husband. No, the woman knows her stuff. That's right. Go watch the thing in my video. I'll put the thumbnails that she did with Meghan. She's all about numbers. And not only that, she used to do like interviews on but anyway, remember Harry said his inheritance from his mother is for his children. We know that money is on a 60 hours work week. All right, former chairman of Starbucks, president and CEO of Ariel Investment, and married to George Lucas, just to name a few. She's an extremely bright, accomplished woman. Okay, as a huge Star Wars fan, I know exactly who Mellody Hobson is, and it gives me the warm fuzzy knowing she is Meghan's mentor. I love this. Mellody knows her stuff, smart, successful, beautiful. That's an ad. Whatever's here, that's it. They have no idea how smart she moves. George Lucas' wife, Mellody, is a financial genius. They have no idea who Meghan's friends are. Let them believe whatever. She's also Kerry Washington's mentor, part owner of Denver Bronco. Oh, that I don't know. Very interesting. Mama will never. Well, Meghan is in great hand. Miss Hobson is the financial truth. Okay, Meghan is well connected with many strong, brilliant, powerful women. Oh, we know Miss Hobson here in Chicago. All right, let's go to the next one. And I have one more after this. All right. I thought this is so cute. It's only 33 seconds. It came from this. All right, let me show this one first. And then I'll show you that, because they all are very touchy. The delivery man lost his son few years ago. This little boy hug had a special meaning to him. All right. The delivery man didn't expect how this usual delivery will end. Alright, let's listen. 33 seconds. Alright. There's a music. It looks like it's a surveillance camera. Alright, delivered and going, and the little boy turned back. Give her a hug. That's the spirit of, oh my goodness. Wow. And give the teddy bear. Wow. Kid's spirit. Wow, wow, wow. He had to sit down. There's another one here. This is also very touchy too. Bus driver moves the internet after receiving flowers from children while on duty. Alright, 1 minute and 15 seconds. And then after that I have one more and that'll be it. Okay, so there's a music. I'm gonna be black for it, so I just mute it. Just watch the video. Looks like it's a public transportation. Kids giving him flowers. That is so cute. There's one. And then he's gonna start crying. Trying to compose himself, but it's so touchy. Kids know. He's trying to hold it though, but sometimes when those feelings are popping up, you can't help it. Alright, so that was that. Next tweet. I'm not gonna read the comments, okay? This is my last one. Oh my god, with this, so many parody videos that popping up on Twitter. Families may have been divided, but the world is united. Just keep your eyes on the screen here. People who probably seen the video. I was gonna do another recording that has a lot about the Coldplay thing. I'm done, okay? I'm just gonna show you when I do have time again, because I'm making the list. I'm adding to it still. About the Coldplay thing here, different things that keeps on popping up, okay, regarding that. But let's stop now, okay? Let's do a prayer to finish this video. Prayer for happiness. Let's say world peace this time. Ooh, I want a small one, maybe this one. Okay, prayer for world peace, a prayer for compassion. Lord, it is right and proper that those with hot tempers be cooled. Such is the case with many world leaders whose nations sit at the brink of war. For fear of escalating tensions, I ask that you send your spirit of peace and compassion to facilitate the cooling of hostilities. Let love and forgiveness reign in the hearts of all, that the spirit of hate and strife will find no foothold in all the world, through Christ our Lord. Amen. There's a video, I didn't put it here, I saw of a lady from Palestine. It's almost like a freaking skeleton. She hasn't eaten for days, and they just starving these people. Oh, another person subscribe. It's very sad what's going on in Palestine. Alright, so that is it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Alright, so those recording that I did tonight is probably gonna 3 days of editing. And tomorrow I might be taking my kids somewhere in New York. So that's another setback. But anyway, let me get started. Thank you for watching.
Vanaka. It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life. You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better